Spinny man, I'm not trying to bullshit with you at all right now. Go ahead, introduce our amazing guest. Tell our listeners what we got planned for this episode 83.
Well, see, our guests are ready right now, so we're just going to hear from Jack first, and then we're going to introduce the guests.
Okay. Let's start at the top. Daniel Gutzmer joins us from the Mile High City. How are things going out in Colorado?
Solid, man. Kind of we were speaking a little bit beforehand. Ski season's just starting up, so exciting times.
How are the vibes around Denver now that the Broncos are back to their winning ways?
Hot, yeah. The vibes are hot. Obviously, this dropped one last week, but Vikings out here. When I was at that game, I was repping my Broncos jersey just for the in-laws' sake. But yeah, vibes are high. Nuggets are still playing solid, so Avs are kind of getting back to healthy. So yeah, vibes are good.
Good vibes.
We love the Broncos being good. We love predictions being right. Another random Midwest city, Marissa joining us from the wonderful city of Omaha.
Woo! Where there's nothing but corn huskers in sight, man. It's crazy out here.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Nebraska's a tough state. Sorry for all our Nebraska listeners. Hopefully there aren't any of you.
I'm pretty sure Nebraska listeners know that Nebraska's a tough state to live in.
It's true, they do. And lastly, joining us from the beautiful St. Louis Park, Minnesota. What's up, Nate?
How's it going, guys? Good to be here.
St. Louis Park? Oh, gross.
That's where I live, but I'm at my girlfriend's place right now in St. Anthony. So just hockey on the TV and ready to talk puck with you guys.
Let's go.
Let's get it. I think we should just get right into it then, huh, Spinny? Unless you guys want to guess who I have for episode 83.
Ooh.
Episode 83, NFL player.
I got two guesses.
Yeah, I have four written down. All of them played in our lifetime. All four of them are retired.
I got three guesses actually.
Go ahead, Dan.
Spit one out.
Rip all three, or should I go one at a time?
Yeah, rip them all. Let's see if you
three.
can.
All right.
Carry the pod
Doug Baldwin, Wes Welker, Danny Amendola.
Okay, the first and last guy, they probably definitely wore 83. I didn't have them written down. So Wes Welker is one of them I did have written down though. So I think you're right about Baldwin.
The boy Vincent Jackson.
R.I.P.
List, huh? R.I.P.
He's on the list. He is on the list.
There's two more.
Spinny, this guy played for your team, bro. He got 2 rings for you.
83?
83.
Not Wes Welker.
He shares a first name with the all-time great cornerback.
What?
I don't know if that was a good hint or not.
I'm like trying to.
I'm like processing. Mark, do you have Mark Clayton on that list? Because Mark Clayton should be on that list.
I don't have it on the list, but
Hall of Famer. Great.
One of the best corners of all time, who is now a college coach.
Deion Branch? I thought Deion Branch was 81.
Branch. 83, Deion Branch.
Interesting.
Heath Miller is another guy I'd written down. Steelers tight end. Heath Miller.
Who?
Spinny, I think you're confused.
Basically.
Also, Vince Papale, star of the Invincible movie for the Eagles, if you've ever seen that.
Oh my God.
Such a good movie. That is such a good
movie. Deion Branch wore 84 for the Patriots, but he wore 83 for the Seahawks. I think that's probably why you didn't think of it.
Okay. I'll give you the pass there, Spinny.
That makes sense.
All right. Let's jump in NHL, though. We'll start at the top. Dan Gutzmer, hit us with your topic or storyline.
Yeah, so I just think this is an interesting topic. I don't necessarily know if I have a good answer for it, but I think it brings up a good discussion. Is Connor McDavid's future in Edmonton. As you guys probably always seen, they had a firing early this year of their head coach. So after a tough start, and it seems like those fans are getting pretty impatient in terms of getting a championship back to Canada. So it just makes an interesting point if he'll continue to be in Edmonton for long term, or if they're going to try to deal him with a couple of years left on his contract.
They're currently sitting third to last in the Pacific. Edmonton. It's not good.
Oh my God! Please, for the love of God, save Connor McDavid. Like that dude.
So you want him to leave, is what you're saying.
Well, I just feel like, for the love of God, every time I see him playing or see him on the bench or anything, it's just like pure and utter pain. Like he just looks like somebody kicked his dog because they're just so bad. Like they lost to the Sharks. Who loses to the Sharks, especially as the Sharks were on pace to be one of the worst teams historically in the NHL? People were talking about that. And you lose to him with Connor McDavid, one of the best prospects since Sid the Kid? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Who was their other stud that they had on their team?
Draisaitl,
yes. Leon's still
on
there.
Too.
Yep,
he's
Leon.
He's a top 10 talent, arguably. I mean, people, he's notably been a good player for a long time, and they just still can't get anything going.
And it's one of those things where it's like you have Leon and you have Connor McDavid, you fire your coach, and things aren't still looking up. It's like there has to be something else going on, because like statistically speaking, when you fire a coach, you're probably going to do better, and it's just not like the case. I'm wondering what's going on, if they just don't have any talent. But like, how can you not be good when you have those two studs in tandem?
Yeah, they're not deep. They're not a deep team. They have won 5 in a row though, so they are starting to right the ship. And Connor McDavid does have 19 points in his last 7 games. So he was injured earlier.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a good amount.
And he was injured this year. Came back for the outdoor game against the Calgary Flames. Still didn't really look like his normal self. But yeah, like I said, he's been on a tear recently. And he's one of those things where it's like where he goes, the team goes. So if he's not producing, that's the problem with the shallow lineup too, is when your top guys aren't producing, your team's not going to produce. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how it continues to go, especially leading up to the All-Star break here. But yeah, and especially like you said, Marissa, with the new coach, I'm curious to kind of see when that'll wear off, because with the new coach, you have a fresh slate. Your players, play a little bit better. That's kind of just happened with the Wild head coach too. A 4-game heater now after firing Dean. So we'll see how it continues to go. But probably one of the big.
I just think it's such an interesting. It almost makes me think about like how, like, bringing kind of back to Buss and Spinny, not knowing a lot about the NHL kind of stuff. But it's like, from what I remember, I haven't followed hockey closely for that long of a time. But it's like, how often do you see a mega star traded in their prime in the NHL? Or change teams in the prime. I mean, Gretzky did it back in the day, I know, kind of with the Kings. But it's like almost brings like an NBA vibe to it, where it's like, if he gets ever, open to being traded from the Oilers, it's going to be insane to see the amount of offers that fly in for that. I mean, like I said, not super depth in NHL history, but I don't know how often that has occurred, especially recently.
I feel like NHL guys just stick around on their team. Like
they just have long contracts, which I don't mean. Right. I don't know super, but
it's like a loyalty kind of thing, right? Like obviously with like OV, like OV has done what he's done. Well,
yeah, like Sid, the 2 great examples, 2 are arguably the best of all time, and they've been with their franchises forever. So it's just not a thing that you have seen. It's not like in the NBA, LeBron's have been on 4 teams. KD's been hopping all over. It's like you see that in the NBA all the time. These young superstars going places, but you don't see it in the NHL.
Yeah, you guys are definitely right. And the one thing, I mean, I don't know much about the NBA contracts and stuff like that, but one thing I do know is like the NHL, a lot of those guys will be willing to take pay cuts in order to stick on the team if they believe in that. Which I don't know how much goes on in the NBA like that, but I know
not a lot.
Yeah, I think there's certain players, but that's more of a move you do when like you're PJ Tucker hopping around a team, veteran that's just in rings. versus James Harden seems like the one guy who could care absolutely zero about winning a championship, which is, like I said, you don't see that in hockey. All these stars, they're about winning.
So he is a free. Looking at his contract, he's a free agent following the 25-26 season, when he's 29 years old. So I guess I'm going to ask you guys, what team would you like to see him on then?
The Minnesota Wild. Duh.
Yeah, I mean that's
next.
Hey,
next
other
question.
than the Wild.
Bring it on.
I just think it'd be hilarious if he goes to an American team and it would win the championship in his second year on a different team. That would just infuriate Oilers fans, but Canadian fans if they don't have a cup by then, which would be pretty funny. But I don't know.
I think it'd be funny if you went to like one of the other original 6 teams.
Oh my God!
Like the Rangers.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, the Rangers.
The Blackhawks is also
not New York, please.
Dude, if I swear to God, no, Nate, please don't. If
I don't want to see it.
I can legitimately not even like Connor Bedard, Connor McDavid, Foligno, Oliver Moore. Like, no.
I hate it too. I would.
I actually, because that would mean the Blackhawks would immediately become a wagon, and that's something I legitimately cannot stand for.
And the funny thing is, like, the Blackhawks are like a dumpster fire as an organization, just with like sexual allegations and a bunch of other shit that they've.
What am I seeing about the Blackhawks about this one player like allegedly potentially sleeping with Bedard's mom? Or something?
Yeah, okay, that's
is that true?
God,
is that true?
I don't think it's true.
It's not true. It's 100% not true at all.
I've heard.
Gus is bringing up rumors on the pod.
Okay.
I saw it, man.
Dude.
What is this?
Okay, so this is what's going on.
Podcast?
If you want to know, this is what's happening, okay? So Corey Perry, longtime Anaheim Ducks legend, gets brought into the Blackhawks organization to be almost a father figure for Connor Bedard, lead him in the right direction in the way that they want him to, and kind of guide him to where he needs to go, because he's 18 years old. This is a lot of pressure, right? Corey Perry hears father figure, and then he hears, become Connor Bedard's dad. Just kidding. That's a joke. Please. But that's basically how it started. Was the rumor started on the internet somewhere in the deep dark webs. Somebody was like, oh, he didn't play in Nashville. It was the mom. It was like something like it was the mom's trip or something happened. And there was a rumor that because he didn't play, he went with Connor Bedard's mom. And like to have that and to start that, like, I get it. Like the memes went off. I partake in the memes because I'm just a horribly sick human being. And but it was like one of those things where the internet took off with it and kind of ran with it. That's still a family. That's still, his mom. It was not true at all. But Corey Perry did then take a step back from the team. And everybody was kind of like, why is this taking a step back? So that's why a lot of people started running with it. And then Corey Perry got put on unconditional waivers, which is basically like the Blackhawks being like, we're terminating your contract. You're done. We want you off this team. When he ultimately was doing well on the ice and was brought in by the Blackhawks. So something didn't make sense. So then everybody was like, these rumors have to be true. Like they have to be true because he's placed on unconditional waivers. Kyle.
That's what I saw.
Yeah. Kyle Davidson, I think is his last name. GM for the Blackhawks, then had a press conference. Was like, this is not true. The allegations aren't true. And they didn't really say much about it. And then more comes out that he was like at this function with sponsors and donors and Blackhawks employees. And he was just, he was drunk, right? I think he has an issue with alcohol. He has an issue with certain other things, getting the help he needs now, which is really good to see. But basically there was an incident where alcohol was happening and something bad, like Corey Perry did something bad with all these donors and everything. So that's the big thing. It's still not 100%. Like that's what the speculation is. Again, like I think Dan or Nate brought up something like he was with an employee and got with an employee. That's still not officially true, I don't think, is what I've read. But that's basically what's going on. So now he's not with the Blackhawks. He's getting help. and my dog's going crazy. And that's the thing that's going on is like he's getting help for his mental health and whatnot.
Okay.
And now we return from the Maury show.
For real.
Monica, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Okay.
Oh,
that was good.
okay.
That was good discussion. Good topic, Dan. I like it. Should we go to Nate next? What do you got for us, my guy?
Yeah, so I'm going to touch a little bit on who I think maybe the Cup contenders versus the Cup pretenders. So I'll start with the contenders. So one of the teams that I think can win the Stanley Cup this year is Vegas. They did win last year. I do think they're capable of going back to back. And here's kind of why. So they got two solid goaltenders, Adin Hill and Logan Thompson. Logan Thompson got hurt last year, kind of down the stretch of the season, and Adin Hill came in and honestly kind of just carried the mail all the way through the playoffs and into the Stanley Cup. So it wasn't because Logan Thompson was playing bad. I know that he was on my fantasy team. He was balling out. He got hurt and didn't really get his starting job back. But he's still, honestly, it is a 1A, 1B situation as far as the goaltending in Vegas. And not only that, but going out from the back end, they got like 4 lines of second liners essentially, kind of going back to the expansion draft. They are a very deep team. All 4 lines can play. All 4 lines can score. And they have a great mix of kind of that playoff style of physical, can wear teams down, but also has skill and, can put the puck in the back of the net. One player that I would like to highlight from Vegas, Jack Eichel. Last year was his first playoffs ever. He's been in the league for good amount of years. I don't want to speculate, but it has to be like 8 to 10 years at this point. And he has really shown out this year, especially after last year's playoffs. That confidence of winning a cup has really shown through, I think. Another team that I think can win the cup is the Boston Bruins. Similar to the Golden Knights, they also have a 1A, 1B situation in that with Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman. At the beginning of the year, I honestly thought that they weren't going to be that good. I honestly had them kind of on the fringe of the playoffs, especially with the retirement of their captain, Patrice Bergeron. One of the best two-way players in the game that we've ever seen. But Charlie Coyle, he's stepped up from a third-line center to a second-line center. Former Minnesota Wild, we love you. But he has 20 points in 24 games. And so he's producing with that extra ice time he's getting. And then you got the heavy hitters too, like David Pastrnak and, Brad Marchand. Pastrnak has 36 points and Marchand has 23 points. And yeah, they got some good young talent too. Matthew Petrov, he's a rookie forward I think he's playing alongside Coyle on the second line, but he's got 11 points in 24 games. And not only that, but when he's not producing offensively, he's also a really good defensive forward. So, you don't have to really worry about that so much as the coach, because he does more than just score. So
elite goalie play, that's like the number one thing you're looking for in a deep playoff run, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And I think you look at it too with the Wild. The Wild aren't that good, from on paper necessarily, especially until after we get rid of the buyouts. But, if you look, our goalies at the beginning of the year were Swiss cheese. They let, it was awful. Both of them, Fleury and Gustafsson.
Wasn't it like a 3-point? Wasn't it like 3-point? I think I just saw it was like both of them were like 3.6 something, like goals against average or like letting in goals. Like they were literally averaging letting 3 goals in. I was like,
yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, goaltending is huge. And it's a big momentum thing too, like you're buzzing, you're getting chances on the offensive end. Might come down the other way. They might have not been in the D zone, for the last 5 minutes, but one slides through and then momentum's going completely the other way. So you need those saves from a goaltender standpoint for sure.
Do you have any contenders that haven't done well so far this year or aren't top of the standings?
Teams?
Yeah.
I thought the Devils were going to get off to a better start, to be honest.
Okay.
They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conference Finals. And they're young.
Yeah.
They are young, and they're actually one of my pretender teams. Not because I don't think they're that good. But I think if you look back historically, you honestly need 3, 4 years of a playoff run where you fail. If you look at Vegas, they made it to the conference finals, I think 4 of the first 6 years, finally won it last year. You look at the Avs the year before that, they had some growing pains. And I think for the Devils, I think in 5 years, there's a good chance that they have a cup. But I think they still have a year or 2 of growing pains to do before they actually contend. So
I think it's the Hughes brothers just need to mesh together. Like when you have Luke and Jack on a team together, it's gonna happen for them. And they have a lot of other contributing factors, but I think those two are gonna be the reason why they're gonna win a cup is because they just work so well together. And did you see it was Vancouver? So there was Quinn was obviously on Vancouver, so all 3 of the boys were united and brothers were united, and it was Luke, I think it was either Luke went to Jack or Jack went to Luke, but it was a assist goal combo, and it was probably the dirtiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So that brought me so much joy.
So you're telling me there's 3 brothers in the NHL?
Yeah.
On the same team.
2 of them play on the same team?
2 of them play on the same team, yep. So Luke was at Michigan, and he was drafted by the Devils. Jack has been with the Devils, since he was kind of like Connor Bedard. How long? He's been with the Devils forever because I think he just turned 21, but he came out of high school and played. So he didn't even go to college or anything. He went high school and then went to play. And then Quinn, who is the oldest, plays with the Canucks.
They were Jack was a number 1 overall, Luke was 4th overall, and Quinn was 7th overall.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
High draft capital in that family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, they're
okay.
insane.
Well, I got to ask about Vancouver now because just looking at the stat leaders here for points, they got 3 guys in the top 10. So are they a pretender, contender? What do you think about Vancouver?
They're on my list here for pretender.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa,
whoa. This is where we got to hear it.
Nate.
Yeah, so their problem is not the goaltending. They have Thatcher Demko, who did have a offseason last year by his standards, but very, very strong goalie this year. And he plays a lot of games. He likes to play a lot. He's one of those goalies who wants to play 3 out of every 4 out of every 5 games. However, I think they lack depth. Like you said, Buss, they do have 3 guys. Who are they? Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser. Let me tell you, that is an outlier. I love Brock, Burnsville native.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. I'm always going to cheer for my Minnesota boys, but he is. I wish I knew his shooting percentage off the top of my head, but he's not going to be able to sustain this long term throughout the whole year. It's a great start, like I said, but I don't think they're that deep on the back end. They got Quinn Hughes, who is a baller, but besides that, they're kind of a liability. I think on the back end, they do give up a lot of high danger scoring chances from the games that I've watched with the Canucks this year. And Thatcher Demko has bailed them out a lot. So they got, long story short, they got off to a hot start, very hot start. They won they were 12-3-1 or something to start the year, and they've kind of come back down to earth. And I think the reason why is that their top end players aren't producing like they did at the beginning of the year. Like you guys were saying, they still do have those top 3 scores or 3 of the top 10, I should say. But like I said, I just don't think they can win a cup. And then in the playoffs, and how long?
You got something to say about that, Marissa?
I don't
talk about those growing pains. You need those
listen.
growing pains.
The Brock Besser thing, I'm looking at his stats right now. 18 goals, 12 assists, 30 points. That's a pretty impressive stat line, especially considering the fact that Brock has usually been a 55-point guy range for the entire year, and now he's on pace to go beyond that, 30 points right now. This team, for me, and we're playing them tonight, so that doesn't instill much confidence in me for the Minnesota Wild because we're playing them. This was going to be on Thursday, so I don't know how long this is going to be out, but they're 16-9-1. I get exactly what Nate is saying though, because they did drop one to the Devils. I think just recently, did they not? Like I think a couple days ago was that. Dropped one to the Devils and then dropped to the Golden Knights. So they do have some fraud potential, but at the same time, Brock Besser's playing amazing. Quinn is playing amazing. I mean, I personally would think that it's going to be, exactly what Nate said, but I do think that the Canucks have it this year. I think they have it to potentially go far. I also think the Yotes have it to go far. And that's my thing is where I want to know, Nate, where are the Yotes at? If you have them as pretenders, I'm going to be shocked.
I think they're kind of in no man's land. And I think we're jumping the gun if we're saying that they're a cup contender at this point. Are they even in a playoff position right now?
Bang! I'm jumping the gun. Bang!
Anyways, I mean, look how young they are. They got Logan Cooley as a rookie who's doing great, right? But he's defensively, he's a minus player. And I know that he actually got pulled aside by the coach probably about early November for his defensive play. They're just too young. They're not deep enough. I would love to see them in the playoffs. I really would. And I think they're kind of that 50-50 playoff team. And the reason why is because they're so skilled. Their young guys are so skilled. Most teams that young are not even going to sniff the playoffs, but the skill that they have is great. It's just so young. And like I said, I'm curious to see where it goes. But
I mean,
if I were to guess, I say they miss the playoffs.
It's hard because they won they've won 5 in a row now. They beat the last 5 cup. They beat the Avs. Sorry, Dan. They beat the Vegas Knights. They've beat the Lightning. I mean, and 2 of the other cup contenders. I mean, St. Louis Blues, who are bad. Capitals, who are also bad. So let's not go in. But the Lightning are the Lightning. Avalanche should be potentially good this year, and obviously Vegas Golden Knights. They're cup contenders. They won last year. They're good this year. I think, yes, it's a little early, but I think they should be talking. I think people should be talking about the Coyotes because I do believe that, yes, they're young, but I believe Logan Cooley is exactly what they needed. Matt Dumba, which breaks my heart to say.
I was never a Dumba guy.
Oh, favorite player. My jersey is signed by Matt Dumba. I legitimately love him. So that broke my heart. Not saying it wasn't needed in time because it was definitely time to part ways, but I think that was beautiful to send him over there. I just think they're great, and their social media team is fantastic. So overall, A+ because they make me laugh every single time. I mean, you're not going to win games for social media, but it's literally entertaining. But overall, though, the same thing like you talked about with the Blackhawks and the front office and everything that's gone on. I think that's kind of the same thing with the Yotes because they're a great team, but at the same time, everything that happened to them last year has also been with the owner getting arrested for felony strangulation charges, and then them getting up. Do we not know about this?
No, I don't. Look at my headline.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so the Yotes had a crazy season last year. Obviously, they basically it's been the last couple of years, but where were they at, Nate, before they're at Tempe? What was the city?
It was what was it called?
Glendale? Was it Glendale? Was it Glendale?
Yeah, they were right next to the Sun Stadium. It was literally the same parking lot.
So they were at Glendale. They were at this place, and then they had to switch and leave and go to Tempe. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they basically they got almost locked out of the arena because they wouldn't pay rent to the arena and to the governments, and they were no, F you, you're an NHL team and you're not paying rent, so you can't use our facility. So a lot of the guys, and this was in mid-season, so the guys were
What?
Are we practicing here? Can we practice here? What's the deal? So then they decided to move over to Tempe, and they want to create this and build this brand new facility somewhere. But the big question mark is, where are they going to build it? Because where they play at Mullet Arena right now is not where they're going to stay for the rest of their career, the rest of the program or whatever.
5,000 people.
It hosts 5,000 people. It's a college hockey barn. It's basically where Arizona State is playing. But they did this thing where, okay, well, we need a place to stay. We got kicked out of our place. Let's go. And like, we're going to do this at Tempe. So they play there, whatever. Well, they then went to say, hey, Tempe, we want to build a barn here, like a big hockey barn, like NHL style, build up the economy, whatever. So then it went to like the city, and like a lot of the city council was like, nope, we don't want that. We're not interested. We don't want that. Denied. So now they can't go anywhere. Now they go back to the drawing board to figure out where they can go within a certain number of cities. And because they want to stay in Arizona, but there was also potential like talkings of like Salt Lake City, Kansas City, Houston, a couple other places to move the entire franchise of the Coyotes. I don't think that really moved anywhere, but it was definitely talked about. And then like I read that their like owner or like co-owner or something of this nature was like arrested on felony strangulation charges like last year or something. So yeah.
What a mess. Just a mess of a franchise, sounds like.
So that's
felony
that's
strangulation from your owner. That's
I think it was the owner or the co-owner or something. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. Take that with a grain of salt. But it was something of that nature where it was like, huh. But overall, though, they fought. And then, and also it was really funny because they were tweeting out really weird stuff. And the rumor was going around that there was a admin who left. And because they didn't have that, a new social media admin, that like another, like one of the higher ups was like, hey, I have these, like the social media logins, let me give them to my son's best friend. So then for a while there, everybody's like, what's going on with the Yotes accounts? It's because like the rumor was there was a high schooler or a young kid just putting out memes on memes. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the tea I have.
That's so funny. All right. Well, should we talk about the Wild now? Should we let Marissa?
I've been yapping this entire time, but
talk it up.
Mine is the Minnesota. Are the Minnesota Wild a wagon again? Yes, the Minnesota Wild are back, and I know what Nate has said.
They're back, huh?
I feel like Nate has a lot to say about this because Nate follows the Minnesota Wild, and so does Dan. But I personally think the Minnesota Wild are back because, to start off the season as bad as they did, right? Obviously, Dean, we went on a 7-game losing streak, the longest since 2016. Dean is not starting out great. And what has he really done for us? Not really given us past much of the second round playoffs or anything. And then we fire Dean beginning of the season. Everybody's like, did not see that coming. And then we hire John Hines, who is weird because he's like basically kind of the same coach as Dean and like same strategy. And he was with the Devils for a couple years, got fired, then got hired by the Predators, and then got fired. So his overall, he's been in the
not a good track record,
right? Like he's been in the league 8 years. His record is very 500 for wins and losses. So nobody really thought that this was a great idea. And they were like, okay, a recycled like head coach. Great. Awesome. And then all of a sudden they win the first game. And we're like, whoa, this team looks crazy different. Again, I said, statistically speaking, when you get a new head coach, you're probably going to start winning games because it just puts a fire under everyone's butts and they just want to play better. So then they won, but then they won again and they won again and they won again. And now we're on a 4-game winning streak. We play Vancouver, and that's going to be the biggest test. We're on a 4-game win streak, and we haven't lost under John Hines' era. And all of a sudden, players are starting to play again that maybe went on the milk cartons of we didn't know. I mean, Matt Zuccarello in the Flames game, 600 career assists. Matt Boldy in the Flames game, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. Kirill Kaprizov, a goal and assist, and 2 points. I mean, then you have Marco Rossi, who is absolutely lighting the lamp this year. 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points right now, added 15 pounds of muscle in the offseason, stayed in Minnesota to just grind and work out and be the best that he could be. And that's what's shown, because he's been a really kind of a bust in the last couple of years because he was just brought up too maturely and then brought back down, and the pressure is too much. So now he's just absolutely starting to shine. Brock Faber being Brock Faber, one of the best defensemen, in my opinion, on the team, besides obviously our captain Spurgeon. And this team is just looking great. Both of those guys are in the running for the Calder, which is the rookie, like the best rookie of the league. And I think that this team is just finally starting to find their chemistry. People are fighting for each other. The minute the puck drops, they're faster. Like in the Flames game, Marcus Foligno got a goal within minutes, right? This team, when they drop the puck, they're not sleepy. They're not tired. Like at the beginning of the season, they're ready to go. And they're faster, and they're playing with a purpose, and their dynamics and their chemistry and everything about it is changing. Now, a lot of people are going to ask, well, is it too late? You know, like Nate said, they're starting to win, but is it too late? You know, are they still?
How many games are in the NHL?
There's a lot. There's like 82.
It's 82.
I mean, so yeah. So I mean,
we're only at 25 games in. I mean,
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of time, and it's a great. In my personal opinion, I wasn't happy about Dean being fired because I was a Dean girl. I loved Dean, but this is a good thing to just be like, we have a problem, we have an issue, this is the solution, he's out. And because not a lot of coach like franchises will do that, and teams will do that. They won't assess the issue. They'll just be like, oh, it is what it is, and like continue to go until it's too late. We saw that this was an issue, we fired him, and now all of a sudden we're winning. Things are going well. The boys are just buzzing on the ice. Like, I don't know, man. The Wild are back. Everything's great. I suddenly love watching hockey. I love watching Connor Dewar, the best fourth line in all of the NHL, pop off, first career hat trick. Amazing. Just everything about this team right now. I'm excited. I love this team though. So like, obviously take what I say with a grain of salt, but I mean, I just think they're back.
Let's hear it from the boys. What do we think? Start with Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Marissa hit a lot of good points with it in terms of like just the pickup since, bringing the new coach in. I just think that it just seems like the same old Wild in the terms of the fact, even if they can turn it around, it just seems like hockey more than any other sport, the playoffs are just so much of a different style of game where I just don't know if the Wild will have that toughness that the playoffs require. You've seen in the last couple of years, 2 years ago, they brought in Delorier. Last year, obviously, had Big Revo back there. I just don't know if they have the toughness to make a playoff run. I think with the start of the season, I think that, as sad as it is to say, like, if the Wild can, make the playoffs, I think you take that for what it is. Another year of some of those young guys getting, at least some experience in terms of making it to the playoffs. If you could win a series, that'd be great. But I just don't know if they have the strength to last a whole playoff run.
So it's classic Minnesota sports where we're just happy making the playoffs and taking the L. Okay, I respect that. Nate?
Yeah, like I said, preface it with saying I do feel bad for Dean, given his Wild career, as a whole, as a coach, well over 500. And I feel like if you're Billy Guerin, you owe Dean, or if you're any NHL GM, you owe the coach at least a trade before you fire him to help shake things up. You owe him something. But so I was kind of sad to see Dean go like that. I'm not that high on John Hynes. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about him. I think he looks dull on the bench, and that might be my bias of like why I don't like him. He doesn't look that engaged at all times.
He's not punching Darby.
Yeah, that's part of it. I think that the Wild right now, comparing it to like a new relationship, I would say that the Wild are in a honeymoon phase with John Hynes right now.
Absolutely.
And everything's shining roses. We haven't lost with them yet. But I do think we have been a lot more fun to watch. I think one of the main things is we're starting the game strong, like you said, Marissa. Moose scored one of the first minutes of the game last game against Calgary. and NHL stats show that if you get the first goal of the game, you have like an 80% chance to win that game.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big part of it too. And I guess wrapping up with, I guess that does kind of go back to the coach though. Your job as a coach is to make sure your players are ready from the drop of the puck. But yeah, like I said, I do wish we gave Dean at least a trade to work with. But I don't know how I feel about the Wild. I love them to death. Watch every game, but I see us as a first round exit at best.
Classic. That would be a classic Minnesota situation there.
We're where we should be. Only the Wolves are saving us from first round exits, I think, this year.
Spinny, you would be so proud of me. I watched my first Wolves game yesterday.
Let's go.
I was like,
a good game to watch, but
no, I was like, this the team? This the team? The 3 and 16 Spurs? All right, okay.
Yeah.
But I did. I watched it, and now I'm making content for them. And listen, I'm a Wolves girly now.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's what we like.
All
right,
Nas Reed.
We got some Nas Reed for sure. Yes.
Nas Reed.
Well, we want to hit him with some quick hitters then.
Let's do it. We're gonna flip the screen a little, put them on the top, and then we'll hit the quick hitters.
Wow, it should have been like this the whole time.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite player today. Go, Marissa. We'll go left to right for all of these.
Connor Dewar.
Okay.
Minnesota Wild. Love him.
Nate?
This is so. I got to go with Kirill Kaprizov. Such a basic answer.
That's fine.
I love him.
We definitely take that.
Excuse me. I'm going with Mr. Foligno, Marcus Foligno.
Yeah.
He's just a glue guy. Got to stick with, got to give those guys their shine.
Might have to give you 30 seconds to think about this one, so get your thinking brains on. Best hockey performance you've seen live, personally. You can go any route with this. You can go NHL. You can go high school. You can shot anything you want. Any route.
You can shout out a player. You can shout out a team.
I just want to know best hockey performance you've seen.
Oh, I've got it. Hands down.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so it's when I worked for Minnesota State, and it was Mankato Miracle. When this was, I think, 2 years ago, they were playing Bemidji State for the CCHA Mason Cup, and Josh Grohl comes out. It's tied. I think it was it was like regulation, maybe overtime. Can't even remember at this point. I should remember. Josh Grohl scores. We go on. We win. We're going to the NCAA tournament. Auto bid. Everything goes crazy. All of a sudden, people come to me and they're like, no. Like, these guys are in the locker room. We took pictures. Everybody's hoisting the trophy. Turns out the goal wasn't actually a goal. And the guys had to come out of the locker room, back onto the ice, get ready. The refs left the building. The refs had to come back into the building. And everybody left and basically was to their houses because they're like, oh, Mavericks won. Turns out Mavericks didn't win. We had to put time on the clock, play the game, and then seconds into it, we won the game again. So that was the craziest
so
part.
I remember that.
I was there. I was there. I can't even and I was where Tom Satori, who is the head coach for Bemidji State, and then obviously Mike Hastings when he was with Minnesota State, were both there. And I had a camera angle because I was taking a video for Minnesota State, and Hastings, they were looking at all the different camera angles, and Hastings goes, give me that, just looks at my phone and just looks at it and was showing it to people. And that was the craziest thing. Super awesome. Got to celebrate it twice, but that was the craziest hockey game I've ever been to.
We like that answer.
That is wild.
All right, Nate, you got something for us?
I definitely can't top that, guys.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I was still thinking, I watch so much hockey, it's hard to sort it all out.
I know.
True.
Dan, you got one? Or you got one, Nate?
I got one. So it's just because it was recently. So it was the Class A championship for a high school hockey tournament this year. It was Matamidi and Warroad. Warroad was the number one team in the state for Class A all year. Matamidi was down 2 goals most of the game. Really fought back at the end in the third period. The thing is that really stuck out to me is that they were down 2. They had a goal that should have been a goal. I don't remember why, but I just remember feeling like that was definitely a goal, and it got called off. So they were still down 4-2, and they ended up putting in 2 after that. And this is all in a matter of like the last 6 minutes of the game. So they had a goal called off, last 6 minutes of the game. It looks like it's over now, and they put 2 in, and then win in overtime. Matamida did. So that's one that sticks out to me recently that was just phenomenal.
Wasn't that the one where
Those state tournaments are just amazing.
Yeah, and the kid went over. Isn't that the one where the kid went over the glass and then got banned from the XL Energy Center for like 3 years?
I don't know about that, but I remember after the tying goal, the goal scorer pointed at the net like a goal sign to kind of like mock the ref for like this is a goal this time, so that was a big move, but he's lucky he didn't get teed up for that. But this is
That's so funny.
Greatest hockey tournament in the world. Anyone outside of Minnesota?
That's what I was kind of going to go off of. I don't think I've seen enough like live in person hockey to really pick out a moment, but just my favorite thing when I was living back in Minnesota was state tournament every year. It's just that. I mean, I think I only went to the opening rounds really, but you just can't beat the buzz around there. It's just a great environment all around.
Love that. Bus, next question.
Predict the winner of the Stanley Cup. Who's winning it all this year?
Go fast. Abs from Nate.
Take it.
Rangers.
What?
I'm taking the Knights.
Ooh, Avs, Rangers, Canucks. We like the spite on the Canucks pick. I just want 20 words, so like 15 seconds on biggest difference between watching hockey on TV and watching hockey in person.
The atmosphere, drinking a beer, watching it, just seeing the play develop in your face versus watching it like on stream like 2 seconds later, and just like the thrill of college hockey, like the beautiful game.
Like that, Nate?
Yeah, I would say seeing the play develop for sure. It's similar to kind of football. Like it's hard to see the wide receivers run all the routes versus when you're at the game. So seeing the plays develop would definitely be my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that 100%. I think it's the kind of like Nate said, going back to like football, like when you're on TV, the cameras just follow the ball, or in hockey follow the puck. So it's kind of just, especially if you're more of a casual kind of fan, which I would consider myself, just seeing the kind of back end of plays, seeing the, the line changes and stuff like that. You just don't get that whole aspect on TV. I also think that those guys, I mean, you can tell on TV they're going fast, but when you're watching in person, I mean, those guys are flying, and it's something that you just doesn't come across television like it does in person.
I think that definitely translates to all the sports, all the sport leagues. All right, last one here for y'all. Pick one player other than the two Connors, no McDavid and no Bedard, to join the Wild.
Anybody can go.
I'm gonna go with Makar. I know he's been kind of hurt lately, but I mean,
Kale.
Kale Makar. If he, people talk about him like the old like Bobby Orr, like two-way player, scores goals, big defenseman, super young still. So I think he's a safe pick at least.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I would say for me, I feel like the Wild historically have lacked goal scoring, just kind of throughout. I would like to have David Pastrnak from the Bruins, just a pure goal scorer, absolutely filthy. Chalk him up for 55 goals a year minimum.
I gotta do Nathan McKinnon. I just feel like he would be so good on the Minnesota Wild squad. Like I would just love to see Nathan McKinnon out there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he is my second one that I was kind of debating.
Right? Like I was like, and then because the Kale I was thinking too, and then Dan said it, and I was like, oh my god, that's literally so good because defensively, like we just need an offensive defenseman. Like more like we had that with Dumba, but before his injury, when he just was doing good and then just so yeah, no, Nathan McKinnon would be
like that. Okay. I think it's time now, isn't it, Bus? Time for the
I think it's time.
episode. Let's go. Let's hear from Jack, our second time, and then get to it.
All right, we'll start up top. Marissa, ask your easy question.
all right. I think this is an easy question, but I don't know if you guys are going to think this is an easy question. What sport is best known as the king of sports?
Ooh.
I have a guess.
Okay, what's the guess?
I'll wait till everyone's ready.
Okay.
King of sports.
I have no idea if this is right, but
Yeah, I got to guess
first thing
that.
came to mind.
Seems like it'd be a
All right,
fun
I
guess.
got a guess.
I'll
Nate,
guess.
you got something?
Yeah, I got to guess.
I'm going soccer.
I'm saying cricket.
I was gonna go with basketball.
I'm going rugby.
Soccer is correct.
Oh!
Overthought it.
Overthought it. Definitely overthought
Cricket?
it. Way overthought
Cricket?
it.
I actually like the cricket answer, honestly.
I actually
No,
messed
I
with
don't
that
know.
so much. I actually messed with that so much.
Let's go. Only one to get the point. All right, Nate, what's your question?
My easy question is, let's see my notes here. Which hockey player has the nickname the Great One?
That would be.
Got it.
Oh, got it.
Wayne Gretzky.
It's Wayne. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel really
Yeah,
bad
Wayne.
from last April's podcast of just three.
When you just roasted us, and you
Dude,
just
we
absolutely
all-
made us just.
I-
I think that's why I won, because no one got my questions. So
That's what you want. Dan.
All right. So, football. Who is the only player to average more than 100 yards rushing per game during a career in the NFL?
I got to guess.
Yeah, I got mine. Golly, I don't know. I'm between two people.
It is an easy question, so I feel like
yeah,
I'm not
I feel like I
overthinking
should
this,
know
but-
this. And the fact that this is why I'm bad at trivia, because I'm like,
Can we get the in our lifetime hint? No, probably not. It's easy.
No.
it's an
hints
easy
on the
one. It's an easy
question.
one. It's an easy
Alright,
one.
Fine.
All right, I got to
one.
guess. You
I have
guys
a
got.
guess.
All right, I'm going to go Barry
Shoot.
Sanders.
I was going AP.
I don't know.
Marissa?
I'm drawing a blank on any fucking running back in my history of my life. I don't know. I'm like blanking right now. I can't think.
Okay. I was between Barry and the guy I'm going to guess. And if it's Barry, I'm going to be so pissed. So we're going to say Jim Brown.
One of you is correct. It is Jim Brown.
Let's go. I was between
See,
Barry
I wouldn't
and
have.
Jim
I
Brown.
wouldn't have got that. I
Come
wouldn't have got
on.
that at all.
Thank you, Dan.
That makes sense. All right.
Go.
My easy question. First place team in the NHL based on points right now.
I just saw that.
I
just
just
looking
looked at
this
it.
too.
I got it.
Yeah, I think I got it.
All right. Shout them out, somebody.
Knights.
Vegas.
That's what I was going to say, Vegas.
You are all correct. It is the Knights.
Not shocking.
Okay. This is an easy question because you're supposed to know the NHL, but it's also an easy question because if you watched the podcast last week, you will get this question. And it is also related to my headline. So we're going to solve a lot of
Are you
things with
gifting
this
me a
question.
point?
Who leads the NHL in points?
Nikita.
Oh, nice. Nice, Bus. You broke your own rule?
Cooch.
You lecturing these guys about not doing that, and then you do it?
Cooch.
What?
Nikita Kucherov is my guess.
Wow.
Chalk it up.
Kucherov is also my guess.
I don't actually know.
Damn it.
All right. Everyone gets the point.
Thanks.
I seriously don't. I didn't even hear you. I didn't even hear you.
Didn't
So
hear. Wow. Let's go.
I'm like actually low key. Like I think I have a hearing issue. So it's not.
You gonna
I
name- you gonna give me somebody? You can't know.
So what's your guess?
In a row. It's against the rules.
I know. I don't know. I'm like, who has the most points?
Yep.
Just say a name. Fuck, I'm overthinking this. I don't know. Brock Besser.
Okay.
That's not good, but I can't think anything. I literally.
There, Speedy. I didn't ruin it completely.
You basically did, though. Nikita Kucherov leads the NHL in points.
Oh, there's no way I
Is that how
would
you
have known
say
that.
his name? Is that how you say his name? Nikita Kucherov.
Who does he play for?
I was right, Spinny.
Lightning. Lightning, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I never paid
Okay,
attention to Lightning.
so your homework. Guests have homework is my headline. Your homework is go back and watch the hard questions of last week's trivia. It's tagged in the YouTube, so it should be super easy to watch. And tell me if I should have gotten the point right. Because my easy question was the hard question last week, and I kind of got this guy's name, but not really. So I want to know from you guys if I should have got
I gave it to him, but
should have got the point or not, even though I did.
Okay.
Okay,
all right.
Easy round. Can we get the scores, Bus?
I have 3. You have 3. Spinny. Dan has 3. Marissa and Nate both have 2. Heading into the medium round.
Let's get it, Marissa.
All right. What is the diameter of a basketball hoop in inches?
Ooh.
Oh,
a good one.
Yeah.
Is it an actual? Do I have to get the half inch? Do we get right? If we get the
yeah.
what? I mean?
There is no half inch.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm locked.
Dan's ready. I feel like I knew. I think
I might know, but I'm not 100%.
I'm ready.
All right. I don't know either. Go for it.
I'm gonna say 14.
Okay.
Inches.
14 was my guess too.
Okay.
Man, I must be wrong.
Wait a minute.
Just say it. I need you guys all to say it.
I'm gonna say 32 inches.
Okay.
I think I might have jacked. I think I was thinking. You said circumference or diameter?
Diameter.
Oh shoot.
What's the diameter of a basketball hoop in inches?
Yeah. I'm gonna say 34.
You were all wrong. It's 18.
Okay. I gotta ask everybody a question though, because like, what is it talking about when basketballs are like 28.5, 29.5? Like the men's basketball is 29.5. Is that centimeters?
I think it's the circumference of it.
Oh,
that would be all around Spinning. She asked from side to side.
Okay. You were at where I was at, Dan.
Yeah, because
I honestly thought that was like not that hard of a question since you guys are like basketball guys. I was like, oh my god, maybe they'll know this.
I mean, that was a good question. I thought that was a great medium question.
Yeah, that was good.
I got my medium question is, which team beat the Gophers men's hockey team in the national championship last year?
Buzzed-in.
I think.
This was an easy one.
Easy money. Hurt me watching it, even though it's the Gophers.
I literally watched this game too, and I still don't remember.
I watched it too.
Oh,
I watched it too.
It was.
I have a guess.
How do I not know?
Right. No, I
don't know. This is probably one of the easiest answers, but I'm a big college hockey girl, so
I'm gonna say University of North Dakota.
I'm gonna go UMass.
It's I'm gonna go with my local University of Denver Pioneers.
Oh,
it's Quinnipiac.
Yeah,
it's Quinnipiac in OT. Like 18 seconds. 18 seconds in OT. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Minnesota State.
Yeah.
I was there. It's too soon. No, that was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago with Minnesota State. Yeah, but Quinnipiac.
I didn't even.
Is UMass any good at hockey, or am I just?
They were.
Yeah, they're good.
No, they were.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they won the national championship. What, 3 years ago, Nate?
Yeah,
I think it was 19.
Cale McCarr played there.
Yeah.
His brother's on the roster now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I think he's a freshman.
Huh.
I think so too.
All right, Dan. What do you got?
Oh yes. So my next one is in the 1997 season. Who were the Chicago Bulls playing in Michael Jordan's infamous flu game?
I know. I know the answer.
Damn.
I'm gonna throw something out. I'm just gonna throw something random out.
I don't know either, so I'll be.
I will go last.
Okay.
I'll just guess the Detroit Pistons. I don't even know if they were a team in '97, to be honest.
The Boston Celtics.
I can't remember if this was the finals or in the Eastern Conference. I'm gonna go Pacers.
This was the finals. So
It
you're all
was?
wrong, and the answer is the Utah Jazz.
The Jazz.
That's correct.
I overthought it.
Because there's a lot of speculation. It wasn't flu. It was food poisoning
was.
from a Utah pizza place.
Oh.
Speculations.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Thank you to the Jordan documentary for that one. Appreciate you for that.
Wow. Yeah. Not a huge NBA girly, so that went.
Bus?
Okay, my medium question. We're going NFL. Which team has allowed the most points?
This year?
Yep, this year. Who's got a shitty defense?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got it. Wait. Oh, shit. Okay, just gonna go with it.
Let's hear them.
The Bears?
NBA or NFL? Sorry.
NFL. She said
Oh,
Bears.
NFL.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
The Bears.
I
Bears.
thought you said NBA. So
The
that
Bears.
Was on me.
I'm gonna say the Chargers.
That's what I was saying.
Bears,
Too. Think of the
Chargers, and Spinny.
We are going to say the Panthers.
Oh.
You guys are all wrong, actually.
Is the
With
Packers?
64 more points allowed than the second closest. The Washington Commanders have given up the most points. The Cardinals are second.
That's why Sam Howell's stats look unbelievable.
Yeah, he's playing from behind every time.
God, the Commanders.
He's always throwing.
Okay.
Yeah.
This question might be a little harder than a medium, but there's lots of hints in the question.
Oh, God.
What SEC team beat your Jack Bustler's Kentucky Wildcats today in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA volleyball tournament?
Wait a minute. Wait, redo it.
What SEC team beat Kentucky today in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA volleyball tournament?
Fuck, this isn't
I got my guess.
This wasn't Nebraska regionals. Was it the Lincoln regionals? Kentucky played in the Lincoln regionals, I'm pretty sure, because they didn't play in Pitt regionals. Because it was Pitt,
Yeah,
Washington,
like this question.
Washington State, Creighton. I should know this because I've been a volleyball girly this year.
Let's hear some
Spinny.
SEC teams.
Count us down whenever, Spinny.
Okay, wait. I think I got it. I'm not sure. Wait.
5, 4.
I have a guess. You guys
I have
ready?
a guess.
Hit it.
Let's go. 2 teams in my head. Let's go Arkansas.
I'm going Florida Gators.
I'm going Roll Tide.
It better not be Bama. I was gonna say Tennessee.
No, it's fuck. I'm so pissed. Shit.
Come on.
Did they beat Kentucky?
Yes.
They beat Kentucky today.
They. SEC against SEC matchup. 3, 2.
Arkansas.
It is Arkansas.
Yes!
3-2 Kentucky today.
What a random guess, Bus.
SEC matchup.
Okay, wait. So
Arkansas and Tennessee, first 2 teams.
what regionals were they at?
I don't know what regionals that was, if I gotta be honest. I should, but I do not. That was Lincoln, yeah.
Was it the Lincoln one? So that must have been right after Georgia Tech and Lincoln played.
Yep.
And I did not watch that one, but I watched the Creighton other one. Okay.
All right. Score us
Hard.
up, and then we'll get to the hard question.
Marissa is leading with 6 points. Skinny and I have 5. Dan has 3. Nate has 2.
It's all right. These are all worth 3, so let's get them.
From the bottom. Me?
Yep, you.
Okay. Which basketball player? Wait, no. Actually, no. Basketball player Scottie Pippen has a word tattooed on his forearm. What does it say?
That's a wild one. That is a wild question.
I've actually seen his tattoo before, though, too.
This man Bus says I've seen his tattoo before.
No, I have. I have.
What?
What does
I
it
don't
say?
remember what the hell it said, though.
I have a guess that I'm just gonna
So
just a
it's a
random word
word?
that first thing that came to mind.
So the question is again, basketball player Scottie Pippen has a word tattooed on his forearm. What does it say?
Oh, man.
It makes sense. It's
I have a guess.
okay. Don't think
You
about it
guys
too
got a
hard.
guess?
Don't think about it too hard.
I have no idea, so I have a guess too.
All right, you guys go. I think my guess is really good, honestly.
Okay.
I'm going to say goat.
Okay.
I'm gonna say mentality.
Okay.
Freedom.
Okay.
I feel like mine's definitely wrong because he should have removed this tattoo if he had it. Larsa?
Okay. It's literally
his ex-wife's name? Larsa?
It's literally Pip.
Oh,
It's
no.
P-I-P. It's literally basically it's Pip.
That is.
I told you guys not to think about
tough.
it too hard. You
Yeah.
guys, I was like, don't think about it too hard. It makes sense.
That's why I thought maybe he tattooed his wife's name on his
I mean,
arm
that
or
one, I like, yeah, but I mean, I don't know why you would tattoo like Pip right here, but
something. Right.
it is Scottie Pippen, so who knows, you know?
I guess. Yeah.
Wild. Nader.
So this is another hockey question. So at the end of the year NHL awards, who is awarded the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy?
Ooh,
What
Who
the
was?
hell is this?
Oh, come on.
All right.
This is at least a league trophy versus a
Yeah.
trophy of some
Wait, so
player in the 90s.
who was?
It's a league trophy for some award, like that's something.
Yeah, so
Which one is it?
yeah, this a player that you guys get it, I think.
Wait, so like
Say
who
the
got
name
it,
of
who
the
like who
award
got
again.
it last year or
No,
What-
what is
what
the
is-
award for?
What is,
Oh!
yeah,
Give us the name of the award.
Oh.
What's the award for?
yeah, Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy.
I got to guess.
Yeah, I got to guess too.
Spinny, we should go first. I will just throw out best defenseman.
I'm gonna go with most goals. Rocket just gave me the goal scoring vibe.
I probably like highest points or like most points scored, like the person who scored the most points.
Goals
Okay.
and
So
assists.
Spinny's goal specific. Marissa's
I'm
points.
saying assists.
And he's assists. Okay. Is anyone right?
Spinny is right.
Let's
goals.
go! Let's go!
It's goals.
Yeah, the Rocket. Thank you for having the Rocket nickname, my guy, because he just gave me that hit. Let's go. Let's go. All right.
All right.
Damn it.
All right. This one's going to golf.
Ooh.
So
Golf?
What company has sponsored the playoffs and championship trophy for the PGA Tour since 2007?
I know this one.
What company has just specifically sponsored the trophy?
The
Or sponsored the
playoffs and
PGA Tour?
championship. It says, what company has sponsored the playoffs and championship trophy for the PGA Tour since 2007?
I got to guess. I don't think it's right, but I got to guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw something out there.
All right. Nate will go last. I'm going to say Titleist.
I was saying Titleist too. There's no way
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
There's no way that's right.
FedEx.
FedEx is the answer.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. Not
The
golf
FedEx
girly.
Cup.
Not a golf girly.
FedEx Cup.
Yeah.
The FedEx Cup. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much
We
sense.
should've
God
known that.
dang it!
Yeah. That's
All right, boss. Let's hear it.
Now we're going to the NBA. Which NBA has the best record on the road so far this season?
God, I'm gonna lose. I was in first place for 2
What are the
seconds.
scores?
And
Can you
now
give us an update quick?
With 2 questions remaining, I have 5. Nate has 5. Spinny has 8. Marissa has 6. Dan has 3.
okay, so on the ropes. Okay? Repeat the NBA question.
Best road record in the NBA so far this season. What team?
Okay.
I don't know this one, but I have a guess. So
I got a guess.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
All right.
start throwing them out.
I have the
OKC.
Wolves, just because I know that
Yeah.
we only have like 4 losses.
The Minnesota Timberwolves is mine.
I'm saying the Bucks.
And to solidify the win,
Let's go! My boys
is
have been
OKC
balling on the
Thunder.
road. I love watching that team. Such a fun
it's
league
tough.
pass team to watch.
it's
You're
tough
supporting
at
Josh
7 and
Giddey?
3.
I
And
didn't
we're not
support
supporting
Josh.
Josh Giddey.
Whoa!
I supported
Whoa!
watching the Thunder on League Pass.
Whoa! Oh,
That's a classic Bucks move.
Thunder
Officer.
games, they're so fun to watch.
this one is this one right here.
Classic Bucks move.
Let's go, Bus. Let's go.
So the
How many-
Thunder are
did
7
I-
and
did
3
I
on
lock-
the road.
I locked it in, so my question
You locked
doesn't even
it-
matter.
You have 11 points, dog. Second is Marissa with 6, so you won.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. My hard question. What year was it the last time the Patriots had 10 losses in a season?
I don't know.
It's in our
I have a
lifetime.
guess.
It's in our lifetime.
It is in our lifetime. We were all alive.
I have a guess.
I know that narrows it down probably too much, but I'm winning, so I'm getting a little.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Last
I can
year.
go.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
2000.
2000.
Last year.
98.
The answer is 2000. These
Damn.
rats.
Good.
Consolation
Good.
prize.
Good.
Quick question.
Good.
Correct. Not
Nate, you
good
said
for Bucks
2000?
catching up to me on trivia standings, though.
Hey man, I can't
No,
say
you're trying to catch me.
I
Yeah.
was leading for a while there, so
Wow.
Yeah, good.
I actually won a trivia with guests on it. That might be a first. That might be a
That
first.
is the
for
first,
me,
I believe. Yeah.
honestly.
let's go.
Well, thank you all for being on. We appreciate every one of you because we don't know nothing about hockey, so we
Yeah, you guys are the
use all
best.
our lives. So thank you. Any parting words?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
us. Go wild.
I'd do it again sometime.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get some more frequent hockey updates because I think our fans would appreciate that. So.
We need it. Listen, we need more hockey. Everybody needs more hockey, okay?
More hockey on Hard Headed. All right.
Maybe like a little playoff preview, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
bringing
yeah.
out the A. I love it.
All right. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.
See you guys.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Spinny, man. You won, dude.
Let's go. I should have. What I should have done, though, it would have been really smart of me if I had used my no trivia pass tonight. Because then I would basically
See,
be tied with
I
you
did
almost.
think about you doing that.
Yeah.
Let's make a little stipulation here, though. It has to be us two and one other person because it was me and 2 guests, so there's 3 people total. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Otherwise, you'd have an opportunity to get way too many points.
Fine.
So that's your
I
stipulation.
shouldn't have brought it up. I should have just played the system, but it's okay.
Oh, I would have said that to your face live.
Also,
if I had to.
We're gonna start breaking headlines a little different because I need to hype up this man Tyrese Halliburton because he just absolutely
He
balled
did it.
and
He did
beat
it.
the Bucks in the semifinals of the in-season tournament. Misses a 3, they get the O board, passes it out, step back 3, dagger at the end.
Dagger.
Absolute.
You have a triple double again?
Yeah.
Not quite.
No,
You did?
double, but 27, 15, and 7. So 15 assists. Unbelievable. We're looking at a 3-point shooting Chris Paul. That's honestly the only way I can describe this man. Because the court vision and the ability to play at the speed that he plays without turning the ball over, I've just never seen it. Like we've seen speed like this from like Russ and we've seen low turnover like this
Right.
from CP3. We've never seen a mix of
Never
that
the combination.
and shooting like 37, 38% from 3 at the same time. Like it's
Oh, I think he's
wild
still above
stuff.
40 even, honestly.
Is he? Just wild
I think he is.
stuff.
Yeah, he is on an absurd run to start this season. Definitely something I've never seen. That was the best way to put it. The Russ and CP3 like kind of combined, you know, like Russ.
44.5% from Tyrese.
Yeah,
Halliburton.
dude, unreal,
And that is
absurd numbers.
That is on 9 threes a game. Shoots 9, makes 4. That's wild.
Well, that actually is one of our headlines, Spinny, is the NBA in-season tournament. We had advanced. The semifinals are tonight. Pacers just beat the Bucks, as Spinny just said. and the Pelicans are at the Lakers tonight, starting at 8 p.m. So in about roughly 30 minutes for Spinny and I to watch that. Spinny, you like the in-season tournament so far? Like, what kind of vibes were you getting watching it?
I like it. I think that if you listen to the Al Travis show, I said this Tuesday morning after the C's and what was the quarterfinal? C's and Pacers.
Yeah.
It felt like a playoff game. It really did. It really did. Which I know it was in Indiana, so that's part of it. There's not a ton of like big playoff games there, but like the intensity we've seen, especially in the elimination rounds, these final 8, the intensity we've seen from these games has been better than any intensity of any regular season game I've seen in the last how many years, other than like playoff positioning mattering ones that are essentially playoff games. But other than that, I have not seen this level of competition in the regular season.
Pre-All-Star game.
Season pre-All-Star game, never.
Absurd.
Adam Silver,
so fun to watch.
W's,
yes. Good
Plan,
job.
W. In-season tournament, W. Just lots of W's around for Adam Silver. Big credits.
Everyone was so hesitant about those changes, and now everyone loves them. So maybe we should give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess, going forward, because I've absolutely loved every second of watching this tournament so far. Pelicans, Lakers, we rocking Lakers tonight. I think we both picked Lakers to go to the ship, didn't we? Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with that since your C's had to choke it for me.
I know.
But hey, I love this Tyrese Halliburton Pacers storyline though. That's definitely something I'm gonna be tuning into the rest of the season. That's for sure. All right, Spinny, college football. Let's talk about it, huh? Give it to me. I know you couldn't have been happy. Or don't you? Or you're actually okay with it?
I just feel bad because, like, as a college coach, like what you're preaching all season is like, we got to win out. We got to win out. We got to win out. And they did absolutely everything they could do within their power. Like they did everything they could do within their power. Absolutely everything. So I just feel bad that they didn't get a shot. I understand it's an entertainment product. I get that. And these games are going to be way more entertaining than if Florida State made it in over Bama. I'd much rather watch Bama, Michigan than Bama, Florida State. I completely agree. And you can't put Bama in and not put Texas in, like Mike Brown said. So you kind of knew when that happened, like exactly how it was going to go.
They were prepared. Yeah. Because like, even if you think about it, everyone's so like, because of course it had to be Bama. Like that's why everyone's so mad, right? Because I guarantee they wouldn't be as mad if it wasn't Bama. But if you think about it though, Georgia wins, then Florida State's still out because Texas is 3, right? So Texas would have been the 4 seed instead if Georgia won. So Florida State was out.
State was out either way.
Yeah. Texas just needed to win.
Unless Texas lost. That was the only way.
Exactly. And most people just didn't understand that going into the week.
Yeah.
But like in theory, they really didn't even have a shot of making it, which, like you said, though, is terrible. Like I definitely feel so bad for those guys. They worked their ass off all season. Like you said, they did nothing wrong. They did literally everything they were supposed to do, and they still fell short. So I obviously understand the arguments both ways, why Florida State should be in instead of Bama and why Bama should be in. But kind of like you said, I think the TV aspect of it is definitely going to be better with Bama in there. I did see that Bama is 1.5 point underdog only to Michigan, while Florida State would have been a 13.5 point underdog. So 12-point difference there. Not that really matters, but something to point out.
Agreed. Next.
T-Law, your man. What do you think about this injury? I know it's a high ankle sprain, so that was actually good news.
Yeah,
it did look like it could have been worse.
I texted you right when this happened, and I was just distraught with my life.
I mean, this is like
prediction, just crap.
This is a four-week minimum, right? Like
4 weeks. At 4 weeks is like you'd be
happy with that.
Yeah, tears of joy if he was back in 4 weeks. More likely 6. Most likely he's not getting back to the playoffs. So you hope your backup quarterback can win 2 of these games, get you to 10 wins, and you're probably in the playoffs. But it's hard in the AFC. Like you need 3 wins to be really comfortable in these last 5 games, and it's hard to expect that from a backup quarterback.
Yeah, it's But as we saw, I mean, literally that night, backup quarterback Jake Browning, he came in, he played really well and was able to get it done. I obviously have no idea who the Jaguars' backup QB is, but we've seen that throughout the NFL this year. Josh Dobbs, like so on and so forth.
Jags schedule, they also at the Browns, Ravens at home, at Tampa, Panthers at home, and at Tennessee. So they have to win.
That's not terrible.
They have to win either at Cleveland or at Tampa, essentially. They have to win one of those two and then beat the Panthers at home. That's a lock. And then beat the Titans on the road when they're hopefully eliminated in Week 17. But, yeah, should be interesting to see if they can win as a backup. Cleveland, 3-point favorites. So they call this game a wash in Vegas right now.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That is tough for you, but you never know. Like I said, maybe the backup come in and ball out.
The MVP prediction is finally officially dead.
That's definitely dead. Yeah,
it's the dagger is in the coffin.
Another NFL one though. Here, Spinny. The rich get richer. Shaq Leonard to the Eagles. Why does this shit keep happening, bro? Why are all these good vets going to the Eagles? This is pissing me off. A trade for Kevin Byard at the deadline. They signed Shaq Leonard. There was someone else too throughout the season, wasn't there? That I'm forgetting.
Yeah, that we're forgetting. But the Eagles obviously needed it. The Niners showed how bad the Eagles linebackers were last week.
Oh, so they're terrible. Yeah,
they obviously needed that, and so good for them, I guess.
Is that something that you think push them over the edge?
It makes a difference. It definitely helps. Right. I mean, this man's a good player, especially with as good, because their defensive line is unbelievable. That still hasn't changed. And if you're giving Shaq Leonard like one-on-ones with linemen or straight to the ball type situations, like he's gonna make you look good.
Yeah, for sure. Last one, Spinny. This one is the worst one of them all. Yeah. This one absolutely pains me to say. I don't even want to say it.
What, Alex Verdugo to the Yankees?
Soto. Get out of here. Juan Soto traded to the bum-ass New York Yankees. My favorite player in the league is on my least favorite team. What's new? This happens in all my leagues. This is absurd. Jalen Hurts on the Eagles. Nice. And now I got to deal with this on the Yanks. I guess it's all my homies hate Juan Soto now, right? Like, I guess.
I mean, you still like Juan Soto?
I have to hate him. I hate the Yanks.
It's also different in a trade. So I don't dislike.
Yeah, that's not his fault, right?
Yeah. It's really not his fault. But it is going to be interesting. Verdugo, Juan Carlo, Soto, and Judge. Those are your 4 outfielders. So
your DH and Stan for sure.
Yeah, but like, who's playing center?
Verdugo, I guess.
Verdugo is playing center field for your team.
Okay. Or Judge. I wouldn't put Soto there.
No.
Judge at least has the arm and stuff. That's tough because they're definitely corner outfielders, all of them.
Yeah. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, the Yanks, they're just, other than Soto, like their whole team is just a bunch of washed vets, really. Other than Judge, obviously, too. Judge is elite. But like Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, all these guys. So like obviously big market team like the Yanks, they're gonna try to make splash moves like this. But even adding a stud like Juan Soto, I don't know. I don't think that really makes a difference too much, honestly.
I don't know how their depth and defense is looking. Pitching,
and they're pitching too. Yeah.
All right. Should we do it?
That's painful. That is painful. Yes. Let's move on to Week 14 picks. Get our listeners out of here. Spinny, bro. It's working, man. It's been working. I am now leading. That's right. I came back. I am now 1 game lead on you. I have 105 and 66 record. You have 104 and 67 record. Last week you picked the Browns. I picked the Rams. That was the difference right there. Dang. Let's go. Week 14 to Pat Steelers. It's not. We're still picking it. I'm taking the Steelers. I realize the Pats have a 7-0 lead. But I was taking the Steelers absolutely no matter what this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're down 0-7, so I think us picking the Steelers is actually an advantage.
It's fair
for Vegas. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick the Steelers too.
Bucks at Falcons, 2.5 point favorites for the Falcons. I think the Falcons just keep it rolling. I like how they played these last couple weeks. They're gonna get another win. Go 7-6.
Bakers winning at Atlanta.
Okay, I guess. Colts at Bengals. This one's tough after the good performance we saw Jake Browning put up last week, and he's at home. I'm going to go with what you said last week, though. Future COY, Shane Steichen. I'm going to keep riding this train, man. He's got them boys playing at an elite level.
I wanted to pick the darn Colts, too, but I guess.
Pick them then. We already switched up once.
All right, I'll pick the Colts.
Jags at Browns. I know I was trying to give you some hope that a backup quarterback for the Jags, I have no idea who it even is, could win some games. I don't think this is one of those games, though. Browns D, I still think is very legit at home, so I'm going them.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns, too. I don't know how you can't in this. The only thing is, Joe Flacco is starting for the Browns, so it might even out whoever the CJ Beathard. So it is CJ Beathard versus Joe Flacco.
That's probably pretty even.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, the Browns D is going to eat up CJ Beathard. So we're going to go with the Browns.
Texans at Jets, 3.5-point favorites for the road Texans. Zach Wilson starting again, so I'm going the Texans.
Yeah, Texans get it done. Too much weird stuff with, like, he didn't even want to start this week.
Yeah, that was so weird.
No one believes in him, and I feel bad for him, honestly, a little bit.
At this point, I definitely feel bad for him.
It's like, what? Yeah, you just can't send him out there to not be successful over and over again.
Rams at Ravens, 7.5-point favorites for the road, or the home Ravens here. I'm going to go Ravens.
Ravens.
Lions at Bears. Hopefully the Bears can pull this upset off, though. I would not bet on it. However, I'm going Lions.
You give me 4 points on Chicago? I get Chicago.
You want the 3.5? Is that what you're saying?
I want 4.
You want 4?
I want 4.
I don't know if you should get better than what the line is.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. You can have 4. I'll get it.
Okay. I don't pick the Bears.
Bears plus 4. I gotta write that down.
Did I get my plus from last week, or did it?
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago already. The Packers one, I did count that as a win for you. Yeah.
Let's go.
Worst team in the league, the Panthers face the Saints on the road. Saints. Yeah. Vikings at the Raiders. What do you got?
Let's go. That was your best. Come on, that was the best. The Raiders that we could get from you. Come on.
Fine. That's your thing, man. That's your thing. I'm not trying to steal it from you.
That is not my thing. That is the man Chris Berman's thing that I stole from him.
I know.
But we're picking the Vikes. The Vikes on the road in Vegas. Our man CFB Mike's there. The good luck charm. Let's get a dub.
Oh yeah, let's go. Seahawks at Niners. Niners looked way too damn good last week. I'm going them.
Yeah, gotta pick the Avengers with everybody.
Even though you did pick the Seahawks in this matchup a couple weeks ago.
At home.
And they got obliterated.
Yeah, they did. Fine.
Bills at Chiefs. This is do or die for the Bills. This is why I might take them here. I really don't want to pick against Pat Mahomes, so that's always a scary thing to do. But we're doing it. Do or die for the Bills. This is my last hope in Josh Allen. Otherwise, I'm never picking his ass ever again.
Chiefs.
All right. I figured you were going to do that. Broncos at Chargers.
This is going to be the first and only time I will ever do this because it makes me want to throw up even
You're
thinking
taking
that
the Chargers?
do it. But Broncos country, let's ride.
Oh, my God.
Taking the Broncos at LA. I can't believe I just said that out loud.
I'm with you, but I will not be saying that saying. I will not participate.
Okay, cool.
Eagles at Cowboys. This is tough. I'm going to go Eagles bounce back win after last week.
All right. I am going to take
the boys then.
The Eagles. No, I'm taking the boys. I'm taking the boys, and I'm taking potential future MVP of the league this year, Dak Prescott.
That would be.
The boys have played too good at home. The boys have just played so unbelievable at home that I think they might actually get it done. Now, I'm going to look stupid when Dak gets sacked 8 times and the Eagles run away with this, but I'm going to pick the boys.
All right, 2 Monday Night Football games this week. For some reason, Week 14, that's happening. I have no idea why.
And they're both too fun.
They're both terrible games, and they are at the same time. Yeah, wow. Yeah. What is this scheduling? Packers at Giants. Packers keeping this rolling. Pack winning that one.
Man, Jordan Love might have hurt us because the week after we were talking all that crap, he's 8 touchdowns, no picks since then. So.
Why do you think last week's up? I literally said I'm done throwing shade at this dude. I'm just going to keep watching.
No picks in the last 3 for Jordan Love, looking good.
And then this one, do we even need to discuss? Obviously, the
Dolphins
at home are winning this game. Yeah,
Fins at home.
All right, Spinny. Let's see if you can make up this.
I love having the Chiefs at home. That just makes me happy.
I know that's.
Josh
I'm losing that one. I'm going to lose that one. But I had to give Josh one more try.
People talking about him this week on the main shows about being MVP. Multiple guys saying that.
What?
It's just like,
who?
Multiple guys. Shannon Sharp.
6-6.
That's what I'm saying. But Mike Greenberg talking about it too on First Take, or on Get Up. Unbelievable to me. So yeah, we're gonna have to watch and see how that goes. But I'm not super likely. All right,
Spinny. It's that time. Let's get these guys out of here. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we hope you hockey guests are finally happy that we talked to NHL. Spinny summoning things once again. I noticed you were able to do it during the show too. Yeah, put it up there, but it didn't work for Nate. So it's literally just a Spinny thing, I guess.
It's just me. I'm just the caller. So hug your friends and family, and we love you. Thanks for listening.
Peace out, y'all.